image which has appears in front of us. Village is that place where the people are basically engaged themselves in a farming or the allied activities. Farming or allied activities. What it means? Primary sector activities, where the people are associated with the land and the water resources as closely. Agriculture and their allied activities, where these are done, that particular place is a village. Village means where the people are mostly as a literate. Such kind of the facts which are comes in front of us. So to the example of a Palanpur, we can study about what kind of the activities and how these activities are responsible for the production of goods and services. Production of goods and services. For this hypothetical example, the story of this hypothetical village Palanpur has include under the syllabus the story of village Palanpur. Story of village Palanpur. When we are talking about the reality, what is the how does the available natural resources are led to the production of goods and services? So the story of a village Palanpur. In villages, there is basically as a farming activities are generally done by the people. Farming activities, agriculture, and agriculture is a part of the primary activities. Primary sector activities are those activities which are directly in relation to the land and water resources. Primary sector activities are those activities which are directly associated with the land and water resources. For example, farming. Farming has done by the people in a villages. Generally has doing by it's doing by the people in a villages. But other activities which are also included under the primary activities are forestry, mining, fishing. Forestry, mining, fishing, and agriculture. These four activities are included under the primary activities. But our chapter has a base on a farming activities. Farming activities. How does the farmers they complete their different necessities through which they can increase the production from a same particular agricultural piece of land. This is our chapter. Clear? For this, what kind of factors which are affecting this, and how does we can produce as a more farmer same agriculture fields once in a year, twice in a year, or either the thrice in a year. It can only possible through the three of the agriculture seasons which are practiced in our country. This we will also learn in this chapter. So let's say we start regarding as a Palanpur. Palanpur, it is as the place, a village which has located nearer to the Raiganj village. Raiganj village, this is as a location has given location relation to the in relation to the Palanpur. Palanpur has a closely associated with the two of the big villages. Two big villages, one as the Raiganj, second as a Shahpur. So when the smaller towns, smaller villages, these are associated with the large habitation, large settlement areas. They are directly influencing the growth of the other areas also. For example, with the growth of a Jalandhar, the adjoining towns, the smaller towns which were earlier, 40 years back, these were as a villages, but now they becomes as a town. For example, as a Nakodar, for example, as a Philor, when we move towards Ludhiana, Philor, Guraya. So such kind of a smaller villages, smaller settlements, they develop themselves under influence of a larger areas. Is that clear, everybody? Under influence of a larger areas, the smaller settlements they becomes as a more important. For example, Delhi, it has located at a central part of the India on the borders of Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. With growth of Delhi, the adjoining parts of Delhi, they are also developing. Gurgaon, Noida, which are now become as the more important, more developed areas. How these are also under influence of Delhi as a capital city. Under influence of a capital city, that these smaller towns, these are developed. Same as Palanpur developed under influence of a Raiganj and a Shahpur. Shahpur. And basically the two types of the activities done by the people in a two types of activities. This is generally done by the people in a Palampur. One as a farm activities, activities of production. Activities of production. There are basically two kinds of activities of production used by the people. First as a farm activities, which includes as agriculture, and second are the non-farm activities. Non-farm activities includes dairy farming, shopkeepers, dairy farming, shopkeepers. Next, third, small scale manufacturing units, small scale industries, for example, cottage industries, small scale manufacturing units. Mitansh, am I audible? Thank you. Small scale manufacturing units, transport and marketing. So such kind of non-farm activities are also done by the people in a village Palampur. If a question has asked you as the what is the population composition of a village Palampur? So in village Palampur there are 80% of a people are basically belong from the upper caste families, but there are the upper class families, but there are the scheduled castes. Dalits are also comprising, they are playing as an important role in a population also, because they are basically as a such kind of the people which engage themselves in a farming activities. It is as relation to the population composition. If a question has asked you that what is the use of electricity in a village Palampur? In village Palampur, people they use electricity for tube wells for running the machines in industries, and health status in the village Palampur. In village Palampur, there are the both public and private healthcare centers. These two services are provided. When we're talking about in villages, there are basically as a RMP doctors are there. RMP doctors are there. Mitansh Patria, what it stands for the RMP? Mitansh. RMP stands for production. Factors which are affecting the production. Various number of the activities which are associated with the earnings of the livelihoods. What are the factors which are responsible for? What are the factors which are responsible for the production? Which are responsible for the production. So in village Palampur, the factors of production. First, land. Second one is a labor, and third important factor is a capital. And a person which has, there are the basically as a two kinds of capitals are there. Physical capital and human capital. So with the assemblage of these factors, the production of goods and services, they are possible in economy. Land, labor is the second, third is the capital. These three are the important. With the use of these three, land, labor, and capital, the production has possible at any of the place, any kind of economy where the either raw materials are available or not. Raw materials are located as a far away. In any of a situation, these three factors are basically as a more important through which we can produce the goods and services. Capital has includes the physical and human capital. Clear? Let's start from the first. Land. Land is a fixed resource. Land is a fixed resource. It has neither increasing but decreasing day by day. The total area under a land is a fixed, which has not increased but decreased day by day. Decrease in the sense it doesn't mean that land finished from the earth. No, the total land which earlier used for agriculture but now presently used for the urban for settlements. That's where the land under agriculture reduced, land under industries increase. That's why the land has decreasing. Land resource has decreasing. Land resource has decreasing. So land is a basic natural resource required as an input in any production activity. In any production activity, land is very important because all the different number of the activities associated with the growth of economy, production of things, these are directly associated with the land resource. For example, agriculture. For example, agriculture. We practice the agriculture on a land area. We locate the industries on a land area. We set up the settlements on a land area. Here we obtain the raw materials from the land. If our industry is a mineral-based industry, we will extract the minerals through the mining processes, or either if our product is not associated with the mining, the other materials are also produced and obtained from the directly from the land resource. So land is a very important resource. This is as a fixed, not increasing but decreasing day by day. Clear? Second, labor. It means physical and mental efforts put in by the human beings during the process of production. For the production, when the humans, they are doing their mental and physical efforts for the growth of economy, for the growth or production of goods and services, are known as the labor. This is known as the labor. Labor play as an important role with increase in a decrease and decrease. Increase and decrease in labor has directly influencing the production. In industries. Clear, Mitansh? Patria. In industries, with the increase in a number of laborers, it has directly influencing the production. If we increase the laborers, more production it will be caused. And during the in season, all these industries, they are producing as a more number of goods as compared to the other months of the year. For example, the hosiery industries of Ludhiana, they acquire the laborers for a production. They increase the production during the off season, means during the summers, they free all such kind of the laborers because they are not required for the production activities. So this is as the labor as the highly educated workers to highly or the illiterate, both kind of the labor. It can be as a use for the production activities. Professionally qualified as a skilled labor, unskilled labor which has used for the growth of economy. For example, as a laborer is used in a farming sector. Laborers used in a farming sector or the miners, they are the unskilled. Clear? Skilled and unskilled, both kind of a labor is required for the production of goods and services. Third factor, capital. Third factor is capital. Capital is generally used for an increase or decrease basically as a capital as used for the investments to increase the production. When we require to increase as a production, we need as a more money it will be as an invest. We will improve the technology, we will give the more money to the laborers through which they will do work as a more efficiently. Clear. So the money capital has generally used for a increase in production. So capital, there are two kinds of the capitals are there: physical capital and a human capital. Physical capital and human capital. Physical capital and human capital. Physical capital, it means variety of the inputs required at every stage of production, such as tools and raw materials. Variety of the inputs which are required at the different stages of production, such as tools and raw materials. So tools, machines, buildings, all these are includes under the physical capital. These are the durable in nature. They are durable in nature. Durable, which can be used for a longer duration of time. They are not need to change in a shorter span of time, for a shorter term. We can use such kind of a material for the longer duration of time. For example, those industries which were set up at the time of the independence, still they are producing the materials, producing goods in a economy. For example, as a sugar mills. But as such kind of industries, their production is low comparatively to modern machinery, because those industries, those machines, they required as a manual labor. But at present, in a modern economy, where the new technology has a use in which manual labor is negligible. Manual labor has not used for a production. Manual labor has not used in production. Clear? But there are the raw material also. Raw material is another aspect of a physical capital. Raw material are the laborers. Raw material are the money. These are the working capital, which can be as an increase or decrease as per the needs. As per the requirement, as per the needs, when we increase or decrease the raw material or the money, it is known as a working capital. Working capital. Clear? If our production, after the production, the goods are not selling in a market, industrialist has not getting the profits, then what it will do? It will reduce their production. That production, it will be as a reduced to the raw material. It will consume the lesser raw material. Less consumption of a raw material led to the directly influence the production. Production simultaneously, it will be as a decrease. Clear? This is as a working capital. Clear? Physical capital means as a tools, machines which are used in a production sites for the production of a goods and services. Tools, machines, buildings are the durable in nature, which is known as a fixed capital. In the other side, working capital means as a raw material and a money. Raw material and money which can be used as an increased production or a decrease in production. So this is as a part of the physical capital. Another aspect of the capital as a human capital. Human capital is the most important factor of production, because without existence of a human capital, the existence of these three, land, labor, and physical capitals, these are not important. Because the human capital, entrepreneurs, human capital means entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs E-N-T-E-R-P-R-E-N-U-R-E. Entrepreneurs, they are responsible for the collection of all the number of factors of productions: land, labor, capital. Land, labor, and a physical capital. These are assembled by the efforts of entrepreneurs, means industrialists. Industrialists use their knowledge. Industrialists use, or entrepreneurs use their knowledge or skills for a assemblage of these three: land, labor, and a physical capital. With the collection of these three: land, labor, and a physical capital, production of goods and services are possible. Production of goods and services are possible with the efforts of entrepreneurs or industrialists. They use their skill, knowledge, and money through investment. They directly influence the production. Entrepreneur means it may be as a one person or a number of persons in a group. Entrepreneurs, number of a person. In most number of time, in industries, industry is not run by the one individual. A group of an individual, when they collectively invest the money for growth of, for the production of goods and services, are known as entrepreneurs. That's why this term has used it. Clear? Is that clear? In a villages, rural economies, these are directly influenced by the land resource. Land is a fixed resource. What are the characteristics of a land resource? Characteristics of a land resource. Land is the active factor of production because different number of activities are associated with the land resource. Farming, location of industries, settlements, obtain the raw material, or are directly associated with the land resource. That's why it's called as a active factor of production. Second, it is a fixed. Land resource is a fixed. Land resource is a fixed resource. Fixed. Land resource is a fixed. I'm repeating again. Land resources meet many of our basic necessities, serve as the building blocks of development. Blocks of development, like as the agriculture, settlements, and industries. Clear? Then the characteristics of a land resource are: land is the active factor of production. Second one, land is a fixed resource. Third, land is used to build homes, transportation lines, and other requirements of human settlement. Land is generally used to build homes, transportation lines, and other requirements of human settlements. Fourth, area under land resource decreasing day by day. Area under land resource decreasing day by day means as the land utilization has affecting the use of a land for variety of purposes. When the land has used for a different purposes is known as a land utilization. When land has used for the agriculture, for forest, for the grazing land, for the non-farm activities like as a settlements, for industries, some kind of land are there which can't be used for agriculture. For example, barren lands are there, wastelands are there. Clear? So when these land uses are affecting, land uses are changing, under influence of external factors. External factors is known as a decreasing the land area. Decreasing land area. For example, at the time of independence, our 70% of our land used for agricultural purposes, but it is now presently as a 58% because the major portion of that agricultural land has gone towards the settlements, the expansion of cities, and location of industries. Clear? So this much for today. Any questions?